Brad Marchand and David Pastrnak are most likely out to start the season for the Bruins.
Yeah.
My question to you, who steps up in their place?
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have to see what the new timeline is. I think you have your fingers crossed that hopefully Marchand won't miss that much time, because I think like what the trajectory for them is I think Marchand be ready to come back around January 15th. I want to say, like, around then. So I don't know if he's going to be ready to start the year, but if he's, if he's not ready for the season opener, he hopefully at the very least should be like skating and hopefully like joining practice pretty soon. So hopefully it's not that much of a layoff, but still, when you go, even a few games without two of your top three guys in your top line, that's a big hit. And especially in this season where you have fewer games, every game's going to mean a lot more in the standings. So, even if you're treading water for the first month when David Pastrnak's probably going to be out, it's still not ideal. Like, you still have to build a bit of a lead in this new division. So for the Bruins, what I would imagine happens, I could see Craig Smith being a guy that slots up there at right wing on that top line. Kind of fits not obviously the same production in the slightest, but he kind of fits a similar role as Pastrnak in terms of being more of a trigger man, a guy who shoots the puck a lot. So I think he'd be a good fit up with Bergeron. And then it kind of depends on what your priorities are in terms of what you think fits best with that line and Bergeron. Like, I wouldn't be surprised maybe Anders Bjork gets a look there, because Anders Bjork played a good amount his rookie year with Bergeron and Marchand. Granted, it was right wing, but it seems like Bjork's kind of settled into that left wing role. So I think that could be a line. Obviously, DeBrusk is an option there if they want to do that, but you would imagine that they'd probably want to, keep him with Krejci at least at the start of the year to see if they can get that kind of momentum back. But there's options, obviously, but none kind of they all kind of pale in comparison to having your top three, your two best wingers available for, best case scenario, maybe a game or two, at least in Marchand's case. But I don't think you're going to see Pastrnak back until February.
Yeah, Pastrnak's going to be out a lot longer, but when you really look at it, obviously you cannot replace Marchand and Pastrnak. No lineup in hockey can replace your two top wings. So I do think that the Bruins should go into this looking at it as, let's try some things out. I know it's a shortened season, but you're not going to get stable production with Bjork and Smith on your left and right. Maybe you do because you do have Bergeron in the middle, but it's not guaranteed,
Mm-hmm.
So try out different people. Try out Bjork. Try out Smith. Try out Stadnicka. Try out Nick Ritchie if you want to. Try out Andre Kasha if you want to. Try out Jake DeBrusk on the first line. So to me, you need to kind of use, and I know it's your first line. I mean, I think during that time, Krejci, DeBrusk, and whoever's right wing is, which we'll get to in a second, I think will end up being your more stable top line, so to speak. But I do think that try some people out. Try Stadnicka next to Bergeron. I think that's going to be something that, if he does make the team, which is, I think, a good chance he does, I absolutely think that is something they should try. And Craig Smith's another one. I think Craig Smith's a definite to be on that top line when the season starts, or at least he should be, as well as Bjork. So for me, I think there's a lot of things you can try there, and you need to use that time to actually try some people out. I also think, and this is something that I think we'll hit on as the season gets going, is when Marchand does come back, it'll be Marchand, Bergeron, and who knows? You could try Craig Smith, Anders Bjork, Jack Stadnicka, whoever you choose there. And if that goes well, if that ends up working, move Pastrnak down next to Krejci. Yep. This is something that I think spreads out the score, and we've all kind of a lot of people have kind of said it for a while, but the top line is just so good that the people kind of, don't want to break it up. But if it's being forced to be broken up, see how Marchand and Bergeron do without Pastrnak on the right side. It's been a while. It's been a long time since they haven't had Pastrnak on the right side. So to me, I think that, Marchand, as you said, won't be out that long. So that'll be kind of a 1 or 2 game thing where they have two different wingers. But after that, you do have kind of an open canvas on that right side, as well as the power play. You don't have that one-timer. You got to figure out someone new for that position. Is it Krejci? Is it Craig Smith? So that is sort of the Marchand Bergeron thing, or Marchand Pastrnak thing, that I think a lot of people forget. I think a lot of people are so, like, when you mention the Bruins,
so excited
back, it's like,
to see them back, and like, where's
and then they're like, oh wait, what happened to Marchand and Pastrnak?